what status, what social position, what religious level, what spiritual qualifications they have, that everyone could live within a Varnasrama community.
प्रभुपाद जी का था कि दुनिया में जो भी कोई हैं सब लोग इस वर्णाश्रम के अंदर में सब फिट हो जाने चाहिए, कोई भी इसमें बाहर न रहे.
So this is a very, very broad vision.
बहुत बड़ा विस्तारित दृष्टि है देखने की.
As Vaishnavas, we have, a certain parameters within which we live and within which we act and function.
वैष्णव होने कारण हमारे पास एक सीमित रेखा होती है कि इसके अंदर ही हम रहेंगे, ये नियम पालन करेंगे.
But Prabhupada also wanted us to include everyone else outside of Vaishnava culture, that they can actually live and have association with Vaishnavas according to their level of development of consciousness.
प्रभुपाद चाहते थे कि जो हमारे दायरे के बाहर जो छूट गए हैं उनको भी अंदर लाने के लिए एक सिस्टम होना चाहिए जो कि एक्चुअली वारणाश्रम है.
Okay, I will stop now. Vanchakalpatra Vishakri Pasandabhi.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhu. We have just
thank you very much, Prabhu.
Catching up with the time. We humbly request devotees to speak from 5 to 6 minutes. Everybody can listen from others.
Everybody can listen from others.
Just to keep audience, we have wide variety audience. People from Telangana, Andhra.
People from
they are not able to catch up the language. I would request His Grace Nityatupta Prabhu.
I would request His Grace
Tirupati to speak in Telugu few words. Hari Bol. Nityatupta Prabhu is a senior brahmachari in Tirupati. Vibrant preacher. He's amazing Telugu translator. He's been preaching in Tirupati. He's been there for many decades.
नित्यानंद प्रभु जो इस्कॉन तिरुपति से हैं बहुत पावरफुल प्रचारक हैं. नित्य मुक्त प्रभु जो भी तेलुगु में बोलेंगे और हिंदी और इंग्लिश को भी तेलुगु में अनुवाद करते हैं. बहुत अच्छे अनुवादक हैं, तेलुगु में अनुवाद करते हैं. बहुत अच्छे अनुवाद देखा है अनुवाद वहाँ पे जाके इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ. मैंने इनका देखा है अनुवाद वहाँ पे जाके इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ. हरे कृष्ण.
This is Lord Balaji Prasad from Tirupati Dham.
Lord Balaji
Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chikshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Nama Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamini. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Pachyata Deshtarini. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. చాలా సంతోషంగా ఉంది ఇక్కడ భక్తులందరినీ కూడా చూసి. ముఖ్యంగా భక్తి రాఘవ స్వామి మహారాజు వారితో నాకు ఉన్నటువంటి చాలా తక్కువ పరిచయంలో నేను అర్థం చేసుకున్నటువంటిది ఏమిటంటే మహారాజ్కి ప్రభుపాదుల వారు ఇచ్చినటువంటి ఆ ఉద్యమం ఏదైతే ఉందో, ఏదైతే లక్ష్యం ఉందో ఆ లక్ష్యాన్ని జీవితకాల ధ్యేయంగా భావించి దృఢమైనటువంటి సంకల్పంతో దానిని ముందుకు తీసుకొని వెళ్తున్నారు.
I'm very happy to be part of these celebrations today. As soon as Bhakti Raghava Maharaj took to the heart all the Prabhupada's instructions and with a great determination is moving forward.
మహారాజు తిరుపతి వచ్చినప్పుడు మొట్టమొదటిసారి మేము కలిసినప్పుడు మహారాజ్ నుంచి విన్నప్పుడు ఈ వర్ణాశ్రమ ధర్మం గురించి మహారాజ్ ఒక చక్కటి పవర్ పాయింట్ ప్రజెంటేషన్ చూపించి ప్రభుపాదుల వారి యొక్క అపరిపూర్ణ లక్ష్యం ఇది, దీన్ని పరిపూర్ణం చేయడానికి మనందరం కూడా ఏ విధంగా కృషి చేయాలి అనేటువంటి విషయాన్ని మహారాజ్ చెప్పిన తర్వాతనే మాకు అర్థమైంది అన్నమాట.
So Maharaj came to ISKCON Tirupati. He gave a seminar on Varnashram Dharma. He told the Prabhupada's unfulfilled mission and he explained how to execute and fulfill Prabhupada's desire.
అప్పటి నుంచి మహారాజ్ మీద చాలా చాలా అభిమానం అనేటువంటిది ఏర్పడింది. తర్వాత ఆ సందర్భంలోనే మహారాజ్ గారు వారు భగవంతుడిని రక్షించుకోవడానికి ఇక్కడ ఉన్నటువంటి వ్యవస్థను కాపాడుకోవడానికి ఎంత గొప్ప త్యాగం చేశారనేటువంటిది వినిన తర్వాత హృదయంలో మహారాజ్ గారు అంటే ఎంతో ఎంతో ఉన్నతమైనటువంటి సేవాభావన స్థానం ఏర్పడింది అనమాట.
So we developed a lot of affection to Maharaj after hearing those seminars, and also after hearing Maharaj lost his leg for service of Lord, we developed more affection towards Maharaj.
మనం చూడొచ్చు, రెండు కాళ్ళుండి మనం తిరగడానికి ఎంత కష్టపడుతున్నామో మహారాజ్ గారు ఏమి ఒక వన్ మ్యాన్ ఆర్మీ అన్నట్లుగా ప్రభుపాదుల వారి యొక్క సైనికుడుగా ఎక్కడెక్కడ తిరిగి ఎంతెంత ప్రచారం చేసి ఎంతమందికి ప్రేరేపణిస్తున్నారు. నిన్న నేను అక్కడ ఆ దీక్షలు తీసుకునే దగ్గర చూసి మహారాజు వాళ్ళందరినీ అక్కడ పొలంలోకి ఒక తండ్రి బిడ్డలు తీసుకెళ్ళినట్లుగా అక్కడ తీసుకెళ్ళి వాళ్ళందరినీ కూడా అఫెక్షన్గా చాలా ఆప్యాయంగా చూస్తుంటే అది చూసి నాకు చాలా చాలా హృదయపూర్వకమైనటువంటి ఒక ప్రభుపాదుల వారి యొక్క నిజమైనటువంటి ప్రతినిధిని చూసినట్లుగా నాకు అనిపించింది నిన్న.
సో నార్మలీ విత్ 2 legs it's difficult for us to travel, but Maharaj is like a one-man army. Yesterday in Diksha ceremony, how he was personally connected to each person, how he is taking care of each and each disciple with a fatherly affection. By seeing all that, we developed so much love for Maharaj. He is a true follower of Srila Prabhupada's disciple.
సో హరి ఓ. సో మహారాజ్ గారితో నాకున్న చిన్న స్వానుభవం ఇదే విధంగా మేము తిరుపతి వచ్చినప్పుడు మహారాజ్తో ఒక విలేజ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్కి వెళ్ళామన్నమాట. విలేజ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు నేనే అక్కడ అనువాదకుడికి వెళ్ళాను. నాకు ఇప్పటికీ నేను అప్పుడప్పుడు చెప్తుంటాను భక్తులకి, అంటే ఒక శుద్ధ భక్తుడు వచ్చినప్పుడు ఈ భగవంతుడి యొక్క ప్రకృతి కూడా ఏ విధంగా స్పందిస్తుంది అనేదానికి ఆ విలేజ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ గ్రామ కార్యక్రమానికి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు మహారాజ్ ఎప్పుడైతే గ్రామం లోపలికి వస్తున్నారో ఆ వచ్చే సమయానికి చిన్నగా వర్షం మొదలైంది అనమాట.
I have one experience. Maharaj came to Tirupati, we went to the village program. So I'm explaining how even the climate, the Prakriti can connect when pure devotees come there. So when Maharaj entered the village, the drizzling of rain started.
సో లోపలికి వచ్చిన తర్వాత అక్కడ ఒక రామాలయం ఉంది. ఆ రామాలయం దగ్గర కూర్చొని ప్రవచనం మొదలైంది. మహారాజ్ ఎప్పుడైతే ఓం నమో భగవతే వాసుదేవ్ అని చెప్పారో వచ్చే వర్షం ఆగింది.
సో మహారాజ్ కేమ్ అండ్ సాట్, ద రైన్ వాస్ drizzling and it's coming. Maharaj started the class and the rain stopped.
సో సౌకర్యంగా అందరూ కూడా కూర్చున్నారు, బాగా ప్రవచనం విన్నారు, గంట సేపు ఉపన్యాసం చెప్పారు. ఉపన్యాసం అయిపోయింది, మళ్ళీ అందరూ ప్రసాదం తీసుకున్నారు. ఇంకా ప్రసాదం అయిపోతుంది అనగా కుండపోత వర్షం కురిస్తుంది అనమాట.
సో మహారాజ్ గేవ్ నైస్ క్లాస్ and all the devotees took prasadam. We just about to finish prasadam, the rain started pouring there.
సో ప్రకృతి కూడా ఒక శుద్ధ భక్తుడి యొక్క స్వరానికి భగవన్నామ సంకీర్తనకి ఎంతగా స్పందిస్తుంది అనే దానికి ప్రత్యక్షంగా ఆ రోజు మేము భక్తులు అందరం కూడా అనుకున్నాం. చూడు, మహారాజ్ వచ్చేటప్పుడు వెల్కమ్ లాగా చెప్పింది వర్షం, మళ్ళీ ప్రవచనం జరిగేటప్పుడు ఏం ఇబ్బంది లేకుండా వరుణదేవుడు ఆగిపోయాడు. ప్రవచనం అయిపోయిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ ప్రసాదం కూడా అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ఇంకా ఒక శుద్ధ భక్తుడు వచ్చాడనే సంతోషంతో ప్రకృతి పరవశించి కుండపోతగా బాగా వర్షం పడింది అని చెప్పేసి ఊళ్ళో గ్రామస్తులంతా అనుకున్నారు.
సో వీ కెన్ సీ హౌ ఈవెన్ క్లైమేట్ ఇస్ కోఆపరేటింగ్ వెన్ ప్యూర్ డివోటీ కమ్స్. When Maharaj entered, it just welcomed the rain. After all the program, the whole rain came not to disturb Maharaj's class, the whole program.
సో ఈ విధంగా ఏంటంటే మేము అక్కడ అంటే పర్టికులర్గా మేము చూసింది అక్కడ మహారాజ్ గారి యొక్క ప్యూరిటీ ఎంత గొప్పగా ఉంది అనేటువంటిది ప్రత్యక్షంగా చూడగలిగి ఆ వర్ణాశ్రమ ధర్మ విధానాన్ని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయడానికి మాకున్నటువంటి కండిషన్స్లో ఏ విధంగా దాన్ని అభివృద్ధిపరచడానికి సాధ్యమవుతుంది అనేటువంటిది, ముఖ్యంగా కృషి గోరక్ష అనేటువంటి రెండు కూడా అది మేము ప్రయత్నం చేస్తూ ఉన్నాము. అందులో భాగంగానే మొన్న ఈ మధ్యన తిరుమల తిరుపతి దేవస్థానం వాళ్ళు ఒక సమావేశం ఏర్పాటు చేసినప్పుడు దానికి నాకు చాలా సంతోషకరమైన విషయం ఏంటంటే దానికి ముఖ్యమైనటువంటి ఒక ఇస్కాన్ తరపున కోఆర్డినేటర్గా మన శ్రీరామ్ ప్రభుని వాళ్ళు తీసుకొని చక్కగా ప్రకృతి ఆధారిత గోవు ఆధారిత వ్యవసాయం అనేటువంటి దాని గురించి మంచి సెమినార్ 2 రోజులు నిర్వహించారు. సో ఆ దిశగా అందరూ కూడా ఇప్పుడు నేను అర్థం చేసుకుంది ఏంటంటే కరోనా తర్వాత ఈ ప్రకృతి వ్యవసాయము, గో ఆధారిత వ్యవసాయము, ఈ రెండింటి ద్వారా ప్రజలందరూ కూడా ఏంటంటే తెలియకుండానే ఈ వర్ణాశ్రమ విధానం వైపు మళ్ళుతున్నట్లుగా నాకు కనిపిస్తుంది అనమాట. మొత్తం అంతటా కూడా ఇప్పుడు అందరూ కూడా చూడండి, ఆ న్యాచురల్ ఫుడ్ అంటేనో లేకపోతే ఇక ఆర్గానిక్ ఫుడ్ అంటే ఎక్కువ వాల్యూ ఇవ్వడం మొదలుపెట్టారు. ఈ విధంగా ఏంటంటే కరోనా తర్వాత వచ్చిన కరుణ ఏంటంటే ప్రజలందరూ నిదానంగా ఈ వర్ణాశ్రమ ధర్మం వైపు తిరిగి చూస్తున్నారు అని చెప్పి అర్థమవుతుంది.
Because of Maharaj purity, we started implementing these topics of cow protection and agriculture in Tirupati. Recently, there was a seminar organized by TTD, and we were all trying to coordinate there. I was also part of it, and we had a very good 2-day seminar on importance of cows and agriculture. After COVID, we can all see, how people are getting attracted to this farming and natural farming, cow protection. People are naturally is connected to Varnasrama. After COVID, they understand the importance of this land and cows.
మహారాజ్ ఇక్కడ ఉన్నటువంటి శిష్యులందరినీ కూడా ఎంతలా ప్రేరేపిస్తున్నారో మనం చూడొచ్చు అనమాట. ఇక్కడ మన శ్రీనాథ్ ప్రభు వీళ్ళందరూ కూడా ఆయన ఒక మాట అంటున్నాడు, ఏమని, గోవుల పక్కన మీరు కూర్చోండి, ఆ గోవుల్ని ఎలా పోషించాలి అనేటువంటి ఐడియా గోవే ఇస్తుంది మీకు అని చెప్పేసి అన్నాడు ఆయన. సో ఆ మాట నన్ను చాలా ఇన్స్పైర్ చేసింది అనమాట. హరి హరి
హరి హరి బోల్. Maharaj is encouraging his disciples towards this mission, and I just heard from Srinath Prabhu, just sit behind the cows. Cows will give inspiration how to take care of them. Ideas. Cows will give inspiration and ideas how to feed and take care of them. You just have to go and sit behind the cows.
సో ఈ విధంగా నేను మహారాజ్ గారుకి మన ఇస్కాన్ అంతర్జాతీయ కృష్ణ చైతన్య సంఘం యావత్తు కూడా ప్రభుపాదుల వారి యొక్క ప్రియ శిష్యుడిగా ఈ వర్ణాసుందర విధానాన్ని సంపూర్ణం చేయడానికి వారు చేస్తున్నటువంటి కృషికి మొత్తం ఇస్కాన్ సమాజం అంతా కూడా వారికి ఎంతో రుణపడి ఉంటుంది. వ్యాసపూజ మహోత్సవం రోజున అందరూ కూడా వారి యొక్క రుణాన్ని ఏ విధంగా తిరిగి చెప్పుకోగలరు అని అంటే, తిరిగి పే చేయగలరు అంటే, చెల్లించగలరు అంటే ఈ వర్ణాసుందర విధానాన్ని మీకు సాధ్యమైనటువంటి రీతుల్లో, ఒక్కొక్కరికి ఒక్కొక్క రకమైనటువంటి విభిన్న పరిస్థితులు ఉంటాయి, మీకు సాధ్యమైన రీతిలో మీరు అభివృద్ధి చేయడానికి ప్రయత్నించి ఆ విధంగా శిష్యులుగా, ఇస్కాన్ భక్తులుగా, ప్రభుపాదుల వారికి అనుచరులుగా మనమందరం కూడా మహారాజ్ గారి యొక్క ఈ ఆశయాల్ని మనం నెరవేర్చే నిమిత్తమై ప్రయత్నిస్తే మనం ఆయనకు రుణం చెల్లించుకున్నట్లు అవుతుంది.
As a ISKCON society, we are so much thankful and indebted to Maharaj because of his dedicated preaching on this Varnasrama. The best way to thank Maharaj today is by following his instructions on implementing his ideas and his Varnasrama. We'll be more practically be thankful to Maharaj if we can all at our level we can implement this on ground level.
చాలా ధన్యవాదాలు భక్తులందరికీ కూడా. ప్రత్యేకించి ప్రభుపాదుల వారికి సీనియర్ శిష్యులు ఉన్నారు, మహారాజులు ఉన్నారు, వాళ్ళందరి ముందు నాకు అల్పుడికి అవకాశం ఇవ్వడం అనేటువంటిది అది మహారాజు యొక్క ప్రత్యేకమైనటువంటి కరుణగా నేను భావిస్తూ మీ అందరికీ కూడా హృదయపూర్వకంగా ఈ వ్యాసపూజ మహోత్సవం రోజున కృతజ్ఞతలు తెలియజేసుకుంటూ హరే కృష్ణ.
We thank all the devotees, especially Srila Prabhupada disciples. We can't speak in front of them, but by Maharaj mercy I could speak something. Thank you Nityamukta Prabhu. Hari Bol. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Now I would like to invite
now I request Rajaputta Mataji and their daughter to come on stage and say a few words. Mataji is from Canada, Ottawa, and so they know Maharaj from the very beginning, so they'll speak many things.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama
Hare Krishna. Maharaj, happy birthday. I have to say, it's a Canadian thing. Maharaj and I actually come from the same town. We're both from Ottawa, Canada, so yeah. The capital of the country.
Yes.
And okay.
हरे कृष्ण। महाराज माता जी महाराज को हैप्पी बर्थडे कह रही है। कह रही है कि महाराज और मैं एक ही शहर से हैं।
So I want to say that although I have aged a lot over the years, Maharaj, you've stayed so young.
मैं इतनी बूढ़ी हो गई लेकिन ये जवानी दिख रहे हैं।
Good for you. Hare Krishna. So we've known Maharaj many years, and he's been a very close to our family in many ways.
हमारे परिवार से महाराज जुड़े हुए थे, कई वर्षों से हम लोग जानते हैं।
I especially remember that when, I don't know if this has already been talked about, but some time back, some years ago, there was a big attack on the deities on the temple here, and Maharaj was right in front of all the warriors to protect ISKCON and the deities and the devotees.
जब यहाँ पे डाकू लोग आके मारे थे, महाराज सबसे आगे खड़े होके अपने भगवान को विग्रह को बचाए थे।
Am I embarrassing you? I'm sorry, Maharaj. But he has many amazing ideas about Varnasrama and everything else, and I want to talk about that another time for our school. Because we're trying to get that going in the school too. But I'm sorry.
महाराज के पास वर्णाश्रम को फैलाने के बहुत अच्छे आइडिया हैं, और माता जी ने कुछ अंग्रेजी में कहा, it's time to go, पता नहीं।
But you should know that we've made a start because we have 2 baby cows at the school.
हमारे पास 2 बाछी है हमारे यहाँ।
Srila Prabhupada in New Vrindavan said the children and cows are the natural combination.
प्रभुपाद ने कहा था कि बच्चे और गाय जो हैं बहुत प्राकृतिक रूप से दोस्त बन जाते हैं।
So we're following in a very tiny way in your footsteps.
तो आप जो करना चाहते हैं उसको हम बहुत छोटे रूप से कर रहे हैं।
Anyway, I just want to say how very much we appreciate your friendship over the years and your guidance, and just we think you're great.
हम आपको बस इतने सालों से आप जो हमको गाइड कर रहे हैं और उसके लिए आपको हम आभार व्यक्त करते हैं, और इतना ही कहना चाहते हैं कि आप बहुत महान हैं।
Maharaj, has nothing to do with your birthday.
No.
You remember that? Okay, on Maharaj's request, Maharaj Uvacha.
It's my birthday.
Okay, on Maharaj's instructions, he wants me to tell the story when I was 3 years old.
जब मैं 3 साल की थी,
I was in Bombay.
बॉम्बे में थी।
And Srila Prabhupada arrived.
प्रभुपाद जी आए।
It was the second last time he came to Bombay. It was still the old temple.
जब प्रभुपाद आखिरी बार आए थे, उसके जस्ट पहले बार जब आए थे।
And we were all lined up. The temple was like a small shack with a tin roof, and Prabhupada's quarters were on the other end of the property.
मंदिर क्या था, बस टीन का छप्पर था और प्रभुपाद जी का कमरा थोड़े दूर में था.
And Prabhupada wasn't so well at the time, so they would take him in the car.
प्रभुपाद इतने अच्छे स्वस्थ भी नहीं थे, तो कार में बैठा के उनको यहाँ से वहाँ लेके जाते थे.
So the first time he arrived, he went in, he greeted the deities.
प्रभुपाद आंखें बड़ी हो गई, आंखें बड़ी हो गई प्रभुपाद.
Big eyes.
आंखें बड़ी हो गई.
And he said, "Would you like to ride in my car with me?"
तुम मेरे साथ मेरे कार में चलोगी क्या?
And he said it like one child to another, like, "I just got a new toy."
जैसे एक बच्चा दूसरे बच्चे को कैसे बोलता है वैसा.
And so I looked at my mother, and my mother was like,
मैं अपनी माँ को देखी, माँ बोली जाओ जाओ जल्दी जाओ.
"Yes, Srila Prabhupada."
तो मैं कहा हाँ प्रभुपाद हाँ.
So the servant went to open the front for me to get in, and Prabhupada said, "No, she can ride in the back with me."
तुमको पीछे का दरवाजा खोल देने, प्रभुपाद बोले मेरे साथ बैठेगी.
So I rode in his car, and we went back to his quarters. We went upstairs. He gave me some maha, and then I left with my father.
तो उनके साथ कार में गई, उनके कमरे तक गई, प्रभुपाद जी ने कुछ महाप्रसाद दिया, फिर मैं वापस आई.
Next day,
अगले दिन
I was standing at the front of the car chanting,
फिर से मैं अगले दिन वहाँ से
"Jai
जय प्रभुपाद फिर से नाच रही थी वहीं खड़े होके.
And he's walking along. He suddenly stops.
वो रुक गए, प्रभुपाद रुके,
He looks at me and
मेरे को
calls
देखे,
me over.
फिर से बुलाए,
"Would you like to ride in my car with me?"
मेरे साथ कार में आओगी क्या?
As if it never happened before, a brand new thing. Like he just had the idea.
ऐसा प्रभुपाद कभी बोलते नहीं थे, बस प्रभुपाद का ऐसा आइडिया आया बस.
Yes, Srila Prabhupada.
हाँ हाँ प्रभुपाद.
He was in Bombay for 2 weeks.
2 हफ्ते तक बम्बे में रहे थे प्रभुपाद.
He did this pastime every day with me.
हर दिन प्रभुपाद मेरे साथ ऐसा किए.
हरि बोल.
हरि बोल.
I didn't know that.
माँ कह रही कि उनको मालूम नहीं है.
But going back to your birthday, happy birthday.
और महाराज को हैप्पी बर्थडे कर रही है.
And I just want to thank you for being so kind to a little 6-year-old. He was always very kind to me.
महाराज जी मेरे पे बहुत दया किए हैं, बहुत मेरे को मानते थे.
Somehow I could recognize something. I don't know. I was fascinated with Maharaj.
मेरे को बहुत आश्चर्य महाराज को होता था देख के.
I knew he was special.
वो बहुत विशेष है मुझे समझता था.
And so I always wanted to hold his hand.
मैं हमेशा उनका हाथ पकड़ना चाहती थी.
But at the time he was a brahmachari.
लेकिन वो ब्रह्मचारी थे.
And now he's a sannyasi.
Brahmacharis don't usually hold the hands of little 6-year-old girls.
छोटे लड़कियों के हाथ ब्रह्मचारी लोग पकड़ते नहीं हैं.
But he was always very kind. He didn't go, "Oh, go away."
महाराज ऐसे से.
And I've always been grateful. Thank you.
महाराज मैं हमेशा आपके आभारी हूँ.
Thank you for the mercy.
हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you.
Can I just add to that story that she was telling? Since you want
माता
a
जी उस
Prabhupada
कहानी में
story.
जोड़ेगी पहले वाली कहानी में.
So during this same time, when Srila Prabhupada was being driven back to the temple every day,
जब प्रभुपाद जी को लेके जाते थे उसी समय क्या होता था?
his quarters were on the second floor,
प्रभुपाद जी का कमरा
first floor in India.
तीसरे तल्ले में था.
So he was carried on a palanquin up the stairs.
तो उनको पालकी में बिठा के तीसरे तल्ले में ले जाते थे.
So every day my husband would carry the front part of the palanquin. Usually somebody else, different people would carry the back, but every day he'd carry the front.
मेरे पति हमेशा आगे वाला साइड पकड़ते थे पालकी के, पीछे वाला कोई कोई अलग अलग आदमी पकड़ता था.
So he would wait to make sure that Srila Prabhupada was sitting nicely, comfortably on the palanquin, and then he'd pick it up and off he'd go up the stairs.
देखते थे कि अच्छे से प्रभुपाद जी बैठ गए तब उठाते थे ले जाते थे.
But then every day when he was finished, he would come home and he would say, "I don't understand."
हर दिन जब मेरे पति आते थे उनको छोड़ के, तो मेरे को आके जब मिलते थे कहते थे मुझे समझ में नहीं आता एक चीज.
Prabhupada was so light today.
आज इतने प्रभुपाद हल्के कैसे थे?
Or Prabhupada was so heavy today. I
आज
could
इतने भारी
hardly
कैसे हो
pick
गए?
him up.
किसी दिन भारी बोलते थे, किसी दिन हल्का बोलते थे.
And he was a big, strong guy.
अब बहुत मजबूत थे मेरे पति जो थे, बहुत मजबूत थे.
So then came the very last day.
तो आखिरी दिन की बात आई.
Before Prabhupada was leaving.
जब प्रभुपाद जी जा रहे थे उसके पहले.
And so he turned around and made sure that Prabhupada was nicely settled on the palanquin.
तो मेरे पति ने देखा कि हाँ बैठ गए, प्रभुपाद बैठ गए अभी.
And then he picked it up, but it came right up.
और उठाया उसको.
So he thought, oh, Prabhupada must have stepped off. I'm so offensive. I didn't
तुमको लगा
notice.
प्रभुपाद गिर गए क्या हुआ?
So he turned around to see what happened.
तो देखे पीछे मुड़ के,
And Prabhupada was sitting on the palanquin,
प्रभुपाद तो अंदर ही बैठे थे,
smiling a big
प्रभुपाद हंस रहे
smile,
थे, हाँ,
looking like a naughty little elf.
छोटे बदमाश हाथी की तरह हंस रहे थे.
And he said to my husband, I think I am very light today.
प्रभुपाद का लगता है मैं आज बहुत हल्का हो गया हूँ, है ना?
I thought you might like that one, Maharaj. Happy birthday again. Hare
ये
Krishna.
याद आया, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. हरे कृष्ण.
Wonderful. I never heard that.
हरे.
Small gift to both of you.
Hare Krishna. Now I request Vidya Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Now I request Vidya Prabhu. Vidya Prabhu lives
near to
Jagannath Mandir. Near to Jagannath Mandir.
इंटरनेट আছে তো
ज्ञानतिमिरञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुमलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. नमो ॐ विष्णु विदाय कृष्ण प्रस्ताय भूतले श्रीमती भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनीति नमने. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pachaliне Nivishesha Shunyavadi Paskada Desitarani Vaishnava Namo Namaha. Namo Namaha. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm so happy to see so many smiling faces. When Maharaj arrived, I came at the same time with my wife. I saw so many young Gurukul boys.
मैं बहुत आभारी हूँ कि मुझे बुलाया गया और मैं यहाँ आके बहुत खुश हूँ. लोगों के चेहरों को देख के बहुत खुशी हो रही है और मुझे यहाँ बहुत सारे गुरुकुल के बच्चे दिखे.
So, as it was previously mentioned, that we're all getting old. Sarvata mentioned that. And the Gurukul boys and anybody involved in the educational system of Gurukul children is a most important project for our future.
गुरुकुल के बच्चों को जो पढ़ाया जा रहा है, गुरुकुल के बच्चों को जो पढ़ाया जा रहा है और जो पढ़ा रहे हैं, वो सबसे बड़ा कार्य हो रहा है हमारे मूवमेंट के लिए.
So these followers of Maharaj, they're your followers? Are they coming from South India?
Different places.
Jharkhand. They're very...
Especially Jharkhand.
Especially Jharkhand.
Yeah.
So, you know, we are moving on and the world is changing very, very fast.
अब प्रभुपाद जी कह रहे हैं कि जो हम लोग तो अब निकलने वाले हैं संसार से और दुनिया जो है बदल रही है.
Maharaj, in his glory days, over 30 years ago, you took sannyas?
Approximately. Yeah.
1985. So we can see he's a classic example of a renunciate, of a sannyasi who hasn't fallen down, who has been very staunch in the sannyas ashram.
1985 में महाराज जी ने संन्यास लिया और आज तक वो एकदम क्लियर रहे. ये एकदम बहुत बड़ा उदाहरण है.
This is very commendable.
ये बहुत अच्छी बात है.
Actually, I joined in Canada.
मैं भी कनाडा में ज्वाइन हुआ था.
You can read about it.
आप पढ़ सकते हैं, किताब में लिखा है.
I didn't really come in contact with Maharaj but remotely during the centennial year.
जब शताब्दी का एक वर्ष था
1995 is it 1996
1996 में जब शताब्दी वर्ष था इस्कॉन का.
And as I was publishing my first book as an amateur writer,
तो मैंने अपना पहला पुस्तक जो है छापा था.
I got a message from Bhakti Raghava
और मुझे भक्ति
Swami
राघव स्वामी
from Montreal.
मॉन्ट्रियल से मेरे को संदेश आया.
And he wrote an email to me about my book, and it was so uplifting to get a response from a reader.
तो तुरंत महाराज जी ने मेरे पुस्तक के ऊपर कमेंट लिखा था. बहुत अच्छा लगा मेरे को पढ़ के.
So that gave me impetus, and today this is my third book.
ये मेरी तीसरी पुस्तक है जो मैं आज निकाला है.
I have presented to Maharaj.
जो आज मैंने महाराज जी को दिया, प्रस्तुत किया है.
Maharaj has traversed all over Southeast Asia.
मेरे साथ महाराज जी साउथ ईस्ट दक्षिण पूर्व एशिया में भ्रमण करते थे.
Many of the places that he has preached in,
वो हम साथ में प्रचार करते थे.
they are hellish by their nature.
वो नरक के समान ही थे वो सब जगह जो थे.
Some of them are considered the gateways to hell.
कहीं कहीं तो नरक का रास्ता कहते हैं कोई कोई ऐसी जगह.
Such as Indonesia.
जैसे इंडोनेशिया है.
Philippines, where they eat undescribable things.
फिलीपींस है जहाँ पे जो खाते हैं वो यहाँ बता नहीं सकते हैं.
So he has been a pioneer in the true sense of the word, a missionary.
इसलिए सच्चे रूप में महाराज एक मिशनरी हैं जो ऐसे जगहों में जाके उन्होंने प्रचार किया.
And we hope that one of his disciples or Maharaj himself will write about his escapades during the last 30 years.
और मैं आशा करता हूँ महाराज के कोई शिष्य महाराज ही अपने वृत्तांतों को लिखेंगे पिछले 30 सालों में कहाँ गए महाराज.
It is very important for us to know, because when Maharaj moves on and we all move on, all the old Prabhupada disciples, we must leave a legacy behind.
ये बहुत जरूरी है कि जब महाराज न रहें, हम सब प्रभुपाद किसी से न रहें, तो आपके पास वो किताब तो रहे कि कहाँ क्या हुआ था.
He and all the older Prabhupada disciples gave everything to Srila Prabhupada.
ये और प्रभुपाद का जितने भी सब शिष्य उन्होंने सब कुछ प्रभुपाद को दे दिया.
In their youth.
जवानी में दे दिया.
And now we're old men.
अब ओल्ड बूढ़े हो गए.
So at least out of gratitude we can produce a book.
तो एक आभार के रूप में आप किताब लिख दीजिए.
So I don't want to hold everybody up.
मैं सबको रोकना नहीं चाहता.
And we look forward to getting a response from Maharaj.
और इस पुस्तक के बारे में महाराज का मैं ओपिनियन चाहूँगा.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you.
हरि बोल. हरि बोल.
Thank you, Rudra Prabhu. And now I request Ganga Prabhu.
Thank you, Rudra Prabhu. And now I request Ganga Prabhu to speak to us.
It is he.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Yeah, I'm very happy, Maharaj, to be here with you.
मैं बहुत खुश हूँ कि महाराज आपके साथ हूँ.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
You look very young. It's true what
अभी भी जवान
said.
दिखते हैं.
You never change. What happened? What pills you take?
कौन सी दवाई खाते हैं?
Tell us the secret.
I don't take any.
महाराज मैं कुछ लेता नहीं.
The secret, the fountain of youth. Maharaj. Hare Krishna. So I want to say that Maharaj has been always a great inspiration for me.
महाराज मेरे लिए बहुत बड़े प्रेरणा के स्रोत हैं.
I know Maharaj from 1979 when I joined.
1979 से मैं महाराज को जान रहा हूँ.
And I was having the great fortune of traveling with Maharaj in Namata in many villages.
और महाराज ने नामट चालू किया था गांव-गांव में.
And Maharaj was always very peaceful and always very inspiring to everyone.
महाराज बड़े शांत रहते थे और बड़े प्रेरणा के स्रोत होते थे सबके लिए.
Of course, he's a white elephant.
ये एक सफेद हाथी थे.
I become black.
मैं काला हाथी.
Anyway, but Maharaj was always consistent and fixed in his devotional service of preaching for Srila Prabhupada.
प्रभुपाद के लिए जो प्रचार किया महाराज उसमें कभी हिले नहीं.
Sometimes we had to walk for a long time in the village because the car or the bus could not reach there.
कैसे नाम हट के प्रचार में कभी-कभी जाते थे, कभी-कभी गांव में कार वहां जाता नहीं था तो चल के लंबा दूरी चल के जाते थे.
I remember sometimes you had a cycle also or not. Yes.
तभी आपको साइकिल भी था कि नहीं याद है.
So I was always very inspired, and Maharaj personally took very nice care of me.
महाराज ने मेरा बहुत ध्यान रखा.
And he always when you are young, your mind goes here and there.
जब आप जवान हो तो आपका दिल दिमाग इधर-उधर घूमता है.
So Maharaj would preach to me and tell me, "Don't worry, everything will be all right."
महाराज मुझे प्रचार करके समझाते थे दुनिया में सब सुधर.
And I should say, by his inspiration, yes, Krishna consciousness works.
और उनकी प्रेरणा से हाँ मैंने को लगा कि हाँ भक्ति तो काम करती है.
I'm still here. I'm very inspired, and Maharaj is also there.
आज भी हम साथ हैं और महाराज के साथ ही हैं.
So I don't want to take so much of the time. There will be many speakers, but I want to request Maharaj to continue bless me in my spiritual life, that I may attain the ultimate goal of life.
मैं महाराज से अनुमोदन करूंगा कि मेरे पर कृपा रखें और मैं अपने जीवन का लक्ष्य प्राप्त कर सकूं.
जय श्री भक्ति राघव महाराज की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, गौर प्रेमानंदे. Thank you, Maharaj.
Can you call him? I would. Hey. Yeah. Antardeep is still here.
Antardeep, where are you?
He was hiding
behind the pillar. Come on. No, he's not here. He's gone somewhere. Maybe he'll come back.
Okay, maybe he'll come back. Okay. That's Thank you. There's this devotee, he's in charge of TV. He was here, but I don't know if he comes later on. He came in the earlier years, depending on.
Hare Krishna. So we like in 20 minutes we're going to wind up the offerings. Then Maharaj will give his message to on Vyaspuja day.
20 मिनट में हम व्यास पूजा को जो ऑफरिंग्स हैं सबको उसको हम लोग विराम करेंगे. उसके बाद महाराज जी बताएंगे कि शिष्यों को कैसे रहना है.
Then we'll have Pada Puja and Pushpanjali.
उसके बाद महाराज जी की पाद पूजा होगी और पुष्पांजलि होगी.
So we have close to 45 minutes program to wind up.
तो टोटल हमें 45 मिनट समय है प्रोग्राम को अंत तक पहुंचाने के लिए.
So I hope you're all awake and waiting for prasadam.
आप सब जगे हैं और प्रसाद के लिए भूख भी लगी है आप सबको.
So who is awake say Hare Krishna.
जो जगे हैं हरे कृष्णा बोलिए.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा.
Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna.
कृष्णा कृष्णा.
Hare.
हरे हरे.
Hare Rama.
हरे राम.
Hare Rama.
हरे राम.
Rama Rama.
राम राम.
Hare Hare.
हरे हरे.
It shows that 2 more hours you can still go on.
लग रहा है कि आप लोग 2 घंटा जा सकते हैं.
Thank you very much. We'll have some few senior devotees and we'll have offerings in the evening also. So
कुछ सीनियर भक्तों का भी ऑफरिंग होगा और शाम में भी ऑफरिंग्स होंगे.
I'd like to request Uttama Shloka Prabhu is there. He's preaching in villages in Bengal.
उत्तम श्लोक प्रभु.
So he's very curious to do his offering today.
बंगाल के गांव में प्रचार करते हैं.
So we'll have prasadam in the wherever yesterday we had. So we request everybody to take prasadam and go.
कल जहाँ पे हमने प्रसाद लिया था वहीं आज भी प्रसाद है. सबसे हम अनुमोदन करेंगे अनुरोध करेंगे कि वहीं प्रसाद लेके ही जाएं.
और बहुत बड़ा फीस्ट है. कोई को कूपन चाहिए तो व्यास पूजा करने वाले को उधर राम शरण प्रभु होता है उससे लेना पड़ेगा. So anybody wants prasadam coupon need to take from Ram Sharan Prabhuji.
Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pishta Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Samiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirbhisesha Sannavadi Pasyatya Satarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So, though there are Hindi, you translate? Okay.
Any language.
Any language.
Bangla also I can translate.
So there are many things to speak. An association with Maharaj, but I got only 4 minutes. So
महाराज के बारे में बहुत कुछ कहने लेकिन 4 ही मिनट का समय दिया गया है.
So quickly, I approached one devotee at temple, and he took me to Maharaj.
मैं मंदिर में एक व्यक्ति को मिला और वो महाराज के पास मुझे लेके गया.
Actually, that time I didn't know what is Maharaj and this Vaisnava culture, because I only know that anybody with saffron is Swamiji. We used to call Swamiji in Bengal.
मुझे पता नहीं था कि कोई स्वामी कौन होता है, ब्रह्मचारी कौन होता है. मुझे इतना ही पता था कि गेरुआ पहना मतलब स्वामी जी है.
But the devotee told that you give the money to Maharaj. I said, why he is telling Maharaj to he is Swamiji.
तो किसी ने कहा कि महाराज को पैसा दो. तो मुझे लगा महाराज क्यों बोल रहे हैं, तो स्वामी जी हैं.
So anyhow, that time I first time I met Maharaj, and
खैर जो भी है पहली बार मिला मैं.
Maharaj told that there is one youth preaching class. I think every Wednesday it takes place.
महाराज ने कहा कि हर बुधवार को एक युवकों के लिए क्लास होता है.
So one day I thought, okay, let me go and see what is happening.
एक दिन मैं सोचा जाके देखता हूँ क्या होता है.
So I went there and I remember there are nine young boys were there, and all were from St. Xavier's College.
9 लड़के बैठे थे, सब सेंट जेवियर कॉलेज के बच्चे थे.
And after some brief Maharaj lectures and discussion, and that last session was the japa.
सारा होने के बाद आखिरी सेशन जपा करने का था.
So I never do any kirtan. In my village I used to listen this Harinam, but I never tried to do Harinam and kirtan, nothing.
मैंने बहुत बार हरिनाम गांव में सुना था लेकिन कभी किया नहीं था.
Now that last, they were having that japa beads, and Maharaj wanted that I also will chant, and Maharaj wanted to give that japa beads, so I was hesitating to take.
महाराज जपा माला देना चाहते थे लेकिन मैं लेना नहीं चाहता था.
Anyhow, I was to take, and I was forced to do one round japa.
कि जबरदस्ती मुझे पकड़ा दिया गया और जबरदस्ती माला करवा दिया गया. क्या करें?
And I thought, okay, now it is over. Immediately I wanted to return it.
मैं माला वापस कर रहा था कि अब रख लीजिए, हो गया.
Maharaj told, no, you take it home.
लेके जाओ, घर लेके जाओ.
And that is a great problem.
वो बड़ा समस्या था.
Because in Bengali village, we used to see that two categories of people, they do the Harinam.
बंगाल में 2 तरह के लोग हरिनाम लेते हैं.
That we used to see that time.
हम देखते थे.
One is that when somebody die, so they take the body for the
पहला जब कोई मर जाता है तो शमशान घाट ले जाते समय गाते हैं.
So there are some people, they are expert in that. They are not sadachari. They smoke, they drink sometimes, but they know how to play mridang and kirtan.
तो जो धुआं पीने वाले जो लोग होते हैं वो भी कीर्तन करते हुए मुर्दे को लेके जाते हैं शमशान घाट.
So that is one category I see. Though they only do the harinam.
कि वही लोग जो है धुआं पीने वाले वही लोग हरिनाम करते हैं.
Second category I saw that there was one Mataji from East Bengal, from Bangladesh. So he used to come to different house for begging.
और दूसरा में कुछ बूढ़ी माताजी लोग को देखता था बांग्लादेश के जो भीख मांगती थी तब हरिनाम लेती.
वो दरजा में जाके वो महामंत्र कीर्तन करके फिर भीख मांगते थे.
पर हरे कृष्णा गा के फिर भीख मांगते थे.
So my problem was that if I take this and do in my house, so all will think I am in that category.
अगर मैं ये लेना चालू करूंगा तो सब सोचेंगे मैं भी वही भीख मांगने वाला, नहीं तो कोई तो धुआं पीने वाला.
So what I did, I took it, and we had that mud house.
हमारे पास मिट्टी का घर था.
So I was in personal box. I kept inside the
मैं
box.
बक्सा में छिपा कर रखता था उसको.
So no one will see that.
कोई देखता नहीं.
But that is Maharaj's special kripa.
महाराज के विशेष कृपा
थी. What happened that after 1 or 2 days, I felt that to remove it and chant.
मेरे को 1-2 दिन के बाद लगा कि मुझे निकाल के जप करना चाहिए.
ऐसा मन मेरे को हुआ.
ऐसा मन हुआ.
Then what I used to do, from inside I close all the doors, windows, everything.
मैंने सब दरवाजा बंद किया.
And
और उसके बाद
slowly I remove that and I will chant one round and I keep inside. Then I'll open the doors.
मैंने सब दरवाजा बंद करके जप किया, फिर दरवाजा खोला.
So one day my mother came.
मेरी माँ आ गई एक दिन.
And my mala was not completed.
मेरा माला हुआ नहीं था.
But it was no fan, and after that I opened all that windows and done lot of sweating.
पूरा पसीना हो रहा था.
And he started chasing. What you are doing? Tell me.
मेरी माँ पूछ ले तू क्या कर रहा था बता अंदर.
Tell me what you are doing. But anyhow, no, that is Maharaj's special grace.
लेकिन महाराज की कृपा से सब हो गया.
I started chanting in the train, in the bus, because for my job I had to go start early from my home. Then I didn't have much time, so I started chanting in the bus, train, and everywhere.
मैं बस में ट्रेन में chanting करता था.
But unfortunately, very brief, I want to say that Maharaj came to my village also, and these Gurukul boys, Maharaj was attached from that time. I remember it will be 1990 or 91, maybe, and Maharaj came to my home and with many Gurukul boys.
1990 की बात है कि आज नहीं तभी भी गुरुकुल के कुछ बच्चों को लेके आए थे.
So with many, I think 10-12 Gurukul boys.
10-12 बच्चे उनके साथ, 10 से 12 बच्चे थे.
तो अभी मैं सोच रहा था महाराज सिर्फ गुरुकुल में अभी अटैच नहीं है, तब से अटैच है. Anyhow, then we had some association, we had some program in Uti. Maharaj came with some 12 engineering student, and we had 10 days program at Uti. So like this, many things. But unfortunately, I was thinking that Maharaj spent lot of time in West Bengal, but unfortunately, we have very few Bengali devotees who can support that Prabhupada's 50% left out work to help Maharaj. There are very few Bengali devotees.
बहुत सारा प्रचार हमने किया, ऊटी करके जगह वहाँ प्रचार किया, लेकिन दुर्भाग्यवश बहुत कम लोग बंगाल से जुड़े जो कि प्रभुपाद जी का जो 50% सपना पूरा करने के लिए कोई जुड़े आके.
But now since long time my association I lost. I think in 91 I met last. Then after that long time, 1921 4th October I met. I think after 20 years, more than 30 years.
30 साल के बाद 91 के बाद महाराज को 21 में मिले वो. 30 साल के बाद.
Here at Mayapur, and then Maharaj gave me some more than 1 hour time, and we discussed lot of time, lot of things, and very brief I want to tell. Maharaj stayed for another continuously 4-5 months. Now we have here Maharaj. Now we have nearly 250 Bengali devotees from 4 districts specially, and now we had many plans, and now about Maharaj gave some books to be translated in Bengali, because without that we cannot preach. Maharaj, that Gita Nagari books is completed now.
250 के आसपास 4 जिलों से भक्त तैयार हो गए हैं. बहुत सारे प्लान हैं, और प्रभुपाद जी के पुस्तकों को और महाराज जी के पुस्तकों को बंगाली में अनुवाद का कार्य चालू हो रहा है.
और now Maharaj, we are thinking to reach. Now we have reached 9 districts.
अभी हम 9 जिलों में पहुंच चुके हैं.
And now most important thing is now we have joined with Maharaj nearly 30 devotees from 9 different Guru Maharajs.
हमारे पास 30 भक्त हैं जो 9 अलग अलग महाराजों से जुड़े हुए हैं साथ में
है. उसमें 6 ब्रह्मचारी है,
6 ब्रह्मचारी
और गृहस्थ भी है, जो हम लोग ये वर्णाश्रम प्रचार को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए हम लोग महाराज का साथ जुड़े हैं. अभी महाराज का तो ब्लेसिंग्स है ही है, और हम लोग ये सोच, नाउ वी आर थिंकिंग दैट टू in West Bengal we will join in future with many devotees. We will join with our Varnasrama, and wherever I go and I speak about Maharaj, and all they know from some 30 years, 40 years, now two very senior devotees, they have joined and met. Maharaj also very happy, and they are also very happy. So very sorry Prabhu, I take little more time. Okay.
और भी भक्त जुड़ रहे हैं, मैंने इतना ही कह के विराम देंगे। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्णा।
హరే కృష్ణ. ఎవరైతే మహారాజ్ కోసము భోగ్ తీసుకొచ్చారో డ్రై ప్రసాదము దయచేసి ఇక్కడ ఇవ్వండి, ఇక్కడ పంపించేసేయండి. whoever have from outstation they have carried bhoga prasadam, please kindly carry it near the stage.
दूसरा कॉर्डलेस फ़ोन कहीं पे है तो देखिए, कहीं ऑडियंस में दिया था क्वेश्चन पूछने के लिए, दूसरा कॉर्डलेस फ़ोन कहीं दिख रहा है तो बताइएगा।
Hare Krishna. Now I request Sanat Kumar Prabhu and Advacharya Prabhu to speak.
Very nice to see you.
Hare Krishna.
Exhausted souls, I could
Hare Krishna.
Oh, my God. You both. Hey, nice to see you. When you came to Mayapur. Oh, nice.
Hare Krishna. We have some three devotees. Will be again difficult to get hold of them. They're in the management of the thing. So I would request Maharaj to.
Where are you now?
Or
Hare Krishna. We are very senior disciples of Maharaj. First disciple, Prabhu Nityanand Prabhu is here. He is working very hard from last 1 month. If we give mic, he will complain, so we are not giving to him. So Maharaj, Prabhu Nityanand Prabhu is serving Maharaj from like, I don't know, more than 40 years now. Just to facilitate him for his hard work, even for all the Vyaspuja celebrations, is alone running. And we have Rameshwar Prabhu, everlasting Maharaj servant. He's been serving Maharaj even after breaking his back. Rameshwar Prabhu. Rameshwar is not there. Shri Govind Prabhu is here. Shri Govind Prabhu took full responsibility of cooking. We are giving before gift so that prasadam is good. We are making sure. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Haribol. If we don't shout, no prasadam. Haribol. It's not there. We'll take it.
Any bead bag, huh? Few bead bags. Only 2 minutes. Okay. It takes 2 minutes to just begin.
Hare Krishna. First of all, I pay obeisance to Srimad Bhakti Raghava Swami Maharaj. He is my Shikha Guru, and he was my new Bhakti in charge.
सबसे पहले मैं भक्ति राघव महाराज को दंडवत प्रणाम करता हूँ, जो मेरे शिक्षा गुरु हैं और मेरे न्यू भक्ति इंचार्ज थे.
I joined 1978, 23rd January.
1978 को 23 जनवरी को ज्वाइन हुए थे.
So that time whole Mayapur was empty. Only
मायापुर कुछ नहीं, खाली खाली था.
Only Sakra Bhavan and Lotus building.
केवल लोटस और
Lotus building. Actual no place to stay any other place. Bhakti Raghava Maharaj,
रुकने का जगह नहीं था कहीं.
He was staying with us basement of long building.
लॉन्ग बिल्डिंग के बेसमेंट में हम लोग साथ में रहते थे महाराज के साथ.
So the very difficult situation that time.
बहुत कठिनाई संघर्ष का जीवन था.
So that time in Samadhi place was big jungle.
समाधि जो आज है वो जंगल था बड़ा.
And Maharaj, he gave engagement to us. That time maybe few devotees, maybe together was 10 devotees like this.
बहुत कम भक्त थे, हो सकता है जोड़ के 10 लोग होंगे टोटल.
And Maharaj, he is giving service to us.
हमको महाराज सेवा देते थे.
Actual Maharaj, that Samadhi place, that big jungle there, and Maharaj, that time he's coming with us also cleaning that jungle.
महाराज हम लोग के साथ आके वो जंगल साफ करते थे.
With one instrument that is called Bengali is kachi.
एक काची करके कुछ हथियार लेके हम लोग साफ करते थे जंगल.
And that time that place was big, one pond.
तालाब था वहाँ पे बड़ा.
And we swimming, taking bath there.
उसी में नहाते थे.
And Maharaj also,
तैरते थे
Maharaj also was with us.
हम लोग महाराज के साथ करते थे.
And Maharaj, every day he was giving class to us.
हर दिन महाराज हम लोग को क्लास देते थे.
And he taught us different topics about new Bhakti program.
नए भक्त प्रोग्राम में महाराज अलग अलग चीजें हमें सिखाते थे.
And he giving Gita class also.
गीता क्लास भी देते थे.
Actually, so many things because he gave only 2 minutes.
बहुत सारी चीज बोलने के लिए 2 ही मिनट समय दिए.
So one time Bhakti Charu, I am disabled of Bhakti Charu Maharaj. That time I was disabled of Bhavananda Maharaj.
अभी मैं भक्ति चारू महाराज से तब मैं भवानंद महाराज को शिष्य था.
तो Srimad Bhakti Charu Maharaj, he told us in class time, Bhakti Raghava Maharaj, he also, when Guru Maharaj joined Srimad Bhakti Charu Maharaj, and he is giving Bhagavad Gita class to also Guru Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj was very surprised, and he is very astonished how much on foreign devotees they are giving very nice philosophy about Gita and Gita class. So Guru Maharaj was very astonished and very surprised.
एक बार भक्ति राघव महाराज भगवद गीता क्लास दे रहे थे और भक्ति चारू महाराज भी आके सुनने लगे और बाद में कहते हैं कि फॉरेन के भक्त होके भी इतना अच्छा भगवद गीता क्लास कैसे दे रहे हैं.
So now I don't want to take any more time because Bhakti Raghava Maharaj, he is my Shikha Guru, and that's why I am coming here. Only I want to take darshan and give some flower to his lotus feet.
मेरे शिक्षा गुरु हैं और इनको बस दर्शन लेने के लिए मैं यहाँ आया हूँ.
So I am very happy to see Maharaj, and also I am happy come to here, join Maharaj. Because I have seen first time Maharaj, he attend his Vyaspuja time in Mayapur. I have seen.
इतने दिनों में पहली बार महाराज का व्यास पूजा अटेंड कर रहा हूँ.
So, Jai Sri Srimad Bhakti Raghava Swami Gurudev ki and Vyaspuja of His Holiness Bhakti Raghava Swami Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Srila Bhakti Raghava Swami Maharaj, from the beginning I saw he is very active, and at the beginning he started Namhatta.
Bhakti Raghava Maharaj
at that time, first time Sankirtan Samachar was published by Maharaj.
भक्ति राघव महाराज ने नाम हट चालू किया था, उसमें संकीर्तन समाचार करके कुछ पब्लिश होता था.
I could not imagine that this could be materialized.
मेरे को कभी लगा नहीं कि कभी होगा ये सब चीज.
But Maharaj, he started revolution and
महाराज ने क्रांति ला दिया.
he was going around everywhere and starting Namhatta.
और हर जगह जा जाके नाम हट चालू कर रहे.
And in that way he only established it.
और इसी तरह से महाराज ने ही इसको चालू किया नाम हट को.
And also during 84 when dacoit was there.
84 में जब डकैत आए थे.
So Maharaj was so brave, he even went into the dacoit group.
महाराज इतने बहादुर थे, डकैतों के बीच में घुस गए थे.
But they bombed him.
लेकिन उन्होंने उनके ऊपर बम मार दिया.
And then Maharaj's one leg was
उनका एक पैर चला
fractured totally, and he was taken to hospital.
उनको हॉस्पिटल ले जाया जाएगा.
And the doctors, I heard doctors are cutting his bone.
जब डॉक्टर उनकी हड्डी काट रहे थे, मैंने सुना था डॉक्टर को कहते हुए.
And Maharaj is chanting Hare Krishna all the time.
और महाराज उसमें जप कर रहे थे हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा.
Doctors are surprised. How is this possible?
डॉक्टर बोले ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है.
And all the way from there, from Krishnanagar, he was taken to Calcutta. That time also he was chanting.
यहाँ से हॉस्पिटल ले आते समय भी जपा कर रहे थे.
So after that, Maharaj came back, and I saw as he was brahmachari.
उसके बाद महाराज आए ब्रह्मचारी के रूप में.
Then this time Maharaj was wearing sannyasi cloth.
लेकिन महाराज ने सन्यास कपड़ा पहन लिया था.
So I thought, now Maharaj has become Maharaj.
तब मैं समझा अब महाराज महाराज हो गए.
Soon after that, Maharaj took sannyas.
मतलब वापस महाराज ने फिर सन्यास लिया उसके बाद.
And he was.
वो पैर पे कपड़ा ऐसा नहीं मोड़ पा रहे होंगे ना, तो सन्यास जैसा गोल किया होगा इसलिए.
So after that, Maharaj has gone to South India and kept on his movement.
बाद में महाराज ने दक्षिण भारत में अपना प्रचार चालू किया.
And I didn't have much contact with him.
उनसे ज़्यादा जुड़ाव नहीं था मेरा उस समय.
But whenever I see Maharaj, Maharaj speaks to me so friendly, so intimately.
जब मैं महाराज से मिलता महाराज बहुत ही प्रेम से स्नेह से बात करते हैं.
So I am very much indebted to Maharaj for his endeavor to fulfill Prabhupada's mission.
मैं ऋणी हूँ महाराज का कि महाराज ने प्रभुपाद के इस मिशन को पूरा किया है.
So I hope Maharaj will be going ahead, and I'll be with him with whatever way possible.
महाराज इसमें जरूर आगे जाएंगे और मैं उनके साथ हूँ. मेरे से जो भी हो सकेगा मैं करूँगा.
His Holiness Bhakti Raghava Swami Maharaj ki.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Now I request His Holiness Bhakti Prem Maharaj to say a few words.
when you came to Mayapur? So, okay. Yeah, okay.
नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति राघव स्वामी नीति नामिने। मेरा सौभाग्य नहीं, मैं हिंदी में बोलने की कोशिश करूँगा, प्रभु हिंदी में। मेरा सौभाग्य नहीं हुआ गुरु महाराज का पर्सनल संग लेने का।
I was not that fortunate to be associate of Guru Maharaj.
लेकिन मेरा बहुत इच्छा था उनका चरण धूलि प्राप्त करने का।
But I had a great desire to achieve his lotus dust.
मैं जस्ट दो बात कहूँगा। आज इस तरह सनत कुमार प्रभु ने कहा है, भक्ति चरित्र में गुरु महाराज ने कहा, जब जिस दिन पहले उन्हें शाम को आए मायापुर में, तो महाराज ने गीता क्लास दे रहे थे, तो गुरु महाराज ने कहा, वह सुनकर मेरा आश्चर्य लगा, इस तरह होता है। जीवन में पहली बार उन्होंने कृष्ण का फिलोसफी किसी मुख में सुना और अगले दिन शेप करके ब्रह्मचारी बन गया।
First time Bhakti Raghava Maharaj came here, he saw Maharaj giving Bhagavad Gita class. After hearing his Bhagavad Gita class, next day shaved their head and joined.
और एक बात श्रीपाद जन्मवेशपुर ने कहा है, भक्ति राघव महाराज इतना महापुरुष का प्रिय है, महापुरुष का तो बहुत भक्त प्रिय है, लेकिन उन्होंने सारा दुनिया का परिचित करने के लिए वो डाकट के अटैक करके उनका जो पैर लॉस किया है, ये एक्चुअली चैतन्य महाप्रभु का विशेष कृपा है कि सारा दुनिया देख सकते ये मेरा कितना प्रिय है, उन्हें जान दे सकते मेरे लिए।
This is Jananivas Prabhu has said that let the whole world see that how Lord Chaitanya has such a dear servant that even if he has one leg, has lost leg, still he can go around and preach whole world.
और बंगाल में जो प्रचार करने के लिए, बांग्ला के प्रति कृपा करने के लिए जिसका नाम पहले आते हैं, तो इतिहास में बांग्ला में कृष्ण भक्ति प्रचार का जिसका नाम लिखा रहेंगे, तो भक्ति राघव स्वामी गुरु महाराज का नाम हमेशा रहेगा।
In Bengal, if it is history is written who all preached here, the first ones will be His Holiness Bhakti Raghava Swami Maharaj.
तो मैं तो कहूँगा बंगाली लोग डायरेक्टली इनडायरेक्टली प्रत्यक्ष रूप में सभी महाराज के प्रति ऋणी है।
I will say that all the Bengalis are directly or indirectly indebted to Maharaj ji.
यह देख के मेरा बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, महाराज ने बहुत दिन बाद फिर बंगाल को कृपा करना चाहते हैं।
I am very happy to see that after many days again he is back here in Bengal for giving his mercy.
तो हम श्रील प्रभुपाद के पास प्रार्थना करता है, महाराज का हमारे पास दीर्घ दिन रखकर हमको भक्ति मार्ग में गाइड करते रहे।
We pray to Srila Prabhupada to keep Maharaj with us for many more years.
श्रीमद् भक्ति राघव स्वामी गुरु महाराज की
जय,
जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की
जय,
गौर प्रेमानंद।
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Maharaj. We would like to request Antardvi Prabhuji from Mayapur TV is here. Antardvi Prabhu, just for 1 minute you can come on stage. Maharaj is calling you.
The man behind the scenes.
Yes.
The man.
Now, yes. So, Antardvi Prabhu heads up the Mayapur TV here. Want to do a small facilitation. Come on the dais.
Careful. Help him. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
I thought you might like to say a few words about your early days in Mayapur.
That's fun. Yeah.
You came with a guitar, right?
I came with a guitar. So first time was a guitar.
With a car. Not many people from Florida come to record in Mayapur.
I know.
So, Maharaj is asking me to tell some of my bizarre story of coming to Mayapur. The second time I came in a...
मेरी कहानी थोड़ी सी अजीबोगरीब है। मैं जब दूसरी बार मायापुर आया था।
So this is a rather strange story, so I'll tell it. The first time I'd gone to the Himalayas to try to find the Dalai Lama.
मैं जब पहली बार आया भारत पहली बार तो मैं हिमालय चला गया था दलाई लामा को खोजने के लिए।
That was in 1976.
1976 में जब मैं पहली बार आया था तो दलाई लामा को खोजने के लिए हिमालय चला गया था।
Did you find him?
And no, I got as far as the base camp of Everest, and then the Chinese were in Tibet, so I didn't manage to get.
मैं जब गया था तो चाइना के लोग तिब्बत को हड़प लिए थे और वो मिले नहीं।
But I'd read many books at that time. There were many books about mysticism.
और योग सिद्धियों के बारे में कई किताबें पढ़ी थी तब मैंने।
And a lot of them had been made up.
बहुत सारी किताब से बनावटी मनगढ़ंत लिखे हुए थे।
But there was one book called 7 Years in Tibet by a man called Heinrich Harrer.
एक व्यक्ति का किताब था 7 साल तिब्बत में, वो किताब एक लिखा हुआ था, वो पढ़ा था।
And it was very believable.
और ये विश्वास करने वाली किताब थी।
And it was convincing that there's something more than materialistic life out there.
और उसने मुझे को ये समझा दिया कि इस भौतिक दुनिया के परे भी कोई चीज है।
So after I got to, there's a point at the end of the story, by the way, so stay on. So after I got to Tibet, I decided God's too difficult for me to find. He's going to have to find me instead.
What difficult?
God is too difficult for me to find.
तिब्बत में रहने के बाद मुझे समझ में आया कि भगवान को खोजना इतना आसान नहीं, बहुत कठिन काम है।
He's going to have to find me instead.
भगवान को ही मुझे खोजना पड़ेगा, मैं तो भगवान को खोज नहीं सकूँगा।
So I sort of thought I'll spend my life, I'll just become a waiter in a restaurant.
मैं बस इंतजार में अपना समय बिताने लगा।
That's for the rest of my life.
पूरे जीवन में।
Yeah. And then when I was in Bombay returning,
मैं जब बॉम्बे आया उसके बाद वापसी में,
this devotee said to me, "Why don't you come to Mayapur?"
तो एक भक्त ने मुझे कहा कि तुम मायापुर क्यों नहीं आते?
But I was not interested. They dressed funny. They weren't very mystical, and I thought, if I go to Mayapur, I'll be able to extend my holiday a bit longer.
मैं सोचा कि मैं अगर मायापुर जाऊंगा, ये लोग जो हैं इतने योगी टाइप के दिखते नहीं हैं, बड़े अजीब से कपड़े पहनते हैं, और मेरी छुट्टियां भी इतनी लंबी नहीं।
So I was lucky when I came to Mayapur that Srila Prabhupada was there.
लेकिन जब मैं आ गया मायापुर कैसे तो करके, तो वहाँ पे प्रभुपाद जी थे यहाँ पे।
How you came to Mayapur?
That time I came by train.
Okay.
ट्रेन पकड़ के मायापुर आया।
It's a point at the end of the story. Okay. So then I met Srila Prabhupada, and then I saw Srila Prabhupada, and he talked about parampara.
प्रभुपाद जी को जब मिला तो प्रभुपाद ने परंपरा के बारे में वो कहना चालू किया।
And in his books he talks about parampara.
और हर किताब में परंपरा के बारे में कहते थे।
So I thought, why bother taking initiation from Srila Prabhupada?
तो इससे मन में विचार आया कि इनसे ही दीक्षा क्यों नहीं लें, परंपरा में है तो।
If he's genuine, his disciples will give initiation.
अगर ये सही है तो इनके शिष्य लोग भी दीक्षा दे देंगे।
And there won't be any difference.
और कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा।
Yeah. So I'm very happy to see such nice disciples of His Holiness Bhakti Raghava Swami here today, getting the same benefit.
और मैं देख रहा हूँ कि भक्ति राघव स्वामी महाराज के जो शिष्य हैं उनको भी यही फायदा मिल रहा है जो प्रभुपाद जी के शिष्यों को मिल रहा है।
Because if Srila Prabhupada couldn't continue the parampara, then what is the use of his initiation in the first
अगर
place?
प्रभुपाद जी परंपरा को कंटिन्यू नहीं कर सकेंगे तो उनके दीक्षा का महत्व क्या बचेगा?
So the Ganges, at different parts along the Ganges, you still get Ganges water.
गंगा के अलग-अलग भाग में पानी उठाइएगा, सब जगह गंगा का पानी होगा।
So this is a very wonderful occasion today to see
इसलिए परंपरा के कहीं से भी दीक्षा लीजिएगा, वो दीक्षा का वही वैल्यू है।
the wonderful Ganges of the parampara.
गंगा जी का पानी बह रहा है, परंपरा का पानी जिसमें दीक्षा लिया जा रहा है।
Flooding the world.
बह रहा है बस पानी।
With plans, how many gurukulas?
कितने गुरुकुल खुले?
We stopped counting.
We stopped counting.
हमने गिनना बंद कर दिया है।
Yeah. So that wasn't the story. Will that do?
That will do.
Our glories to Bhakti Raghava Swami and his disciples. Hare Krishna.
Actually, Antardvip, I remember him many years ago. Of course, he came in 76, huh?
Yeah, first time.
I came to India, to Mayapur also in 1976.
मैं याद करता हूँ कि 1976 में अंतर्दीप प्रभु आए थे, मैं भी भारत में 1976 में ही आया था।
And one fine day, I don't remember the details, but one fine day I saw some young young man
I remember him with a guitar and a car.
मैं एक दिन देखा कि एक अंग्रेज यहाँ पे घूम रहा है गिटार और एक कार लेके.
Not many people come to Mayapur with a guitar and a car.
बहुत सारे लोग यहाँ पे गिटार और कार लेके नहीं आते थे.
And not many people who come with a guitar and a car stay in Mayapur.
और वो जो आते थे वो रुके ऐसा नहीं था.
And become connected in Guru Parampara.
और गुरु परंपरा में कनेक्ट हुए ऐसा नहीं हुआ.
So for those who don't know, actually Antardri Prabhu is the mastermind behind Mayapur TV.
मायापुर टीवी जो है उसके पीछे के मास्टरमाइंड अंतर्दीप प्रभु.
Mayapur TV mastermind Antardri Prabhu ki. So we are actually very indebted and grateful for the wonderful service he is doing, because thousands of devotees all over the world are indebted to him because they're able to have darshan of Shri Radha Madhava and so many festivals, etc.
हम बहुत ऋणी हैं और आभारी हैं कि इनकी वजह से पूरे दुनिया के भक्त लोग भगवान के उत्सवों को दर्शन को पा सकते हैं.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Just like to say, my skill isn't in so much in the Mayapur TV side, but I'm very good, and I've gathered a wonderful team here. Who some of them are even in Calcutta now broadcasting. We've got some at the other table.
Okay, of course. Yeah.
अभी कलकत्ता में भी और अलग-अलग मंदिरों में भी चालू हो रहा है मायापुर टीवी का जो चैनल है.
Thank you very much, Antardri Prabhu ki.
जय.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Antardri Prabhuji. We are just closing the offerings now, and we'll have a very last special offering, special message, special words from His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj on this auspicious day. So we're going to set it up.
My dear God brother, Bhakti Raghava Swami.
My dear God brother, Bhakti Raghava Swami.
Please accept my obeisances.
Please accept my obeisances.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
I heard that today is your Vyaspuja celebration in Mayapur.
I heard that today is your Vyasa Puja celebration in Mayapur.
I would like to have been able to attend, but there was a prearranged TV installation at Newtown, Calcutta.
I would like to attend, but there is a pre-arranged program in Newtown, Kolkata.
And I just like to say how you had surrendered everything and come to stay in Mayapur.
I would like to say how you surrendered everything and come to stay in Mayapur.
And at that time when Prabhupada, he wanted to have Western devotees stay in Mayapur.
At that time, Prabhupada wanted Western devotees to stay in Mayapur.
You were a long time in Mayapur.
You were a long time in Mayapur.
And then at one point you helped to establish the Namahat.
At one point you helped to establish the Namahata.
You do like laws and other conventional transport methods and registered many new huts.
I didn't get the first part.
You went by bus.
You went by bus.
And many conventional.
Many conventions and established new centers, Namahata centers.
So then he made a Rama rules and methods of administration for the Bhakti Namahat.
So we made. Sorry, I didn't get. Okay, I will transcribe it. Not a problem. You can say.
And we made a Rama.
You made a drama. Rama. Rules.
Aims.
Yeah.
And methods of association.
Methods and of. Okay, I know this book.
So, are you helping establish the Namahata?
So you are helping in establishing the Namahata?
Now, the Namahata has many centers.
Now the Namahata has many centers.
In east and west, many more 720, 710 Namahats in each district.
In east and west Medinipur, there are 720, 710 Namahata in each district.
So from a very small beginning, Namahat has grown because of your giving your devotional service.
From the small beginning, Namahata has grown by your devotional service.
It is not grown. When we were attacked in Mayapur and they stole Radharani,
when we got attacked in Mayapur and they stole Radharani,
you came forward, although you were crippled.
You came forward even though you were crippled.
And they threw a bomb on your leg.
They threw a bomb on your leg.
And blew off. One of your legs. And since then you've been going a crutch.
Since then you were using the crutches.
You become the Varnasrama minister for India.
You became a Deva Varnasrama minister for India.
And having your association.
And having your association
was very wonderful for me.
Very wonderful for me.
So, I wish you a happy Vyaspuja, and I hope that all your disciples can appreciate your glories.
I wish you a happy Vyasa Puja, and I hope that your disciples appreciate your glories.
Your servant, Jayapataka Swami.
Your servant, Jayapataka Swami. Thank you.
Jai Swaminatha Jayapataka Maharaj ki.
Hare Krishna. Now we'll have a message from Maharaj, short message, and then we'll have Pushpanjali and Pada Puja to Maharaj.
The cows are making their sign. Huh? Yeah. Hari Bol. Hari Hari. Good beginning. Mridanga. Our Mridanga player was here up until oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Fine. Yeah. If we have another mridanga, we could play two mridangas. We do. You want to change? Krishna 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 Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rakshama, Rama Raghava. Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rakshama, Rama Raghava. Krishna Kesava, Krishna Kesava, Krishna Kesava, Pahima. Krishna Kesava, Krishna Kesava, Krishna Kesava, Pahima. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Jaya Goranithai, Jaya Goranithai, 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 Jaya Goranithai. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram. Jaya Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan. Jaya Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Radhe. Jaya Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Radhe. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Gaura Premanandi. Jai Sri Harinam Sankirtan ki, Jai Sri Prabhupada ki, Gaura Premanandi. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Taksuran Militam Jaina Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanyamanovistam Stapitam Jaina Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschacha Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Surabhyai Namaha. Om Surabhyai Namaha. Om Surabhyai Namaha. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum lagayate girim yat kripat mahabande Sri Gurum Dinataranam yat kripat mahabande Sri Gurum Dinataranam. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Sri Prabhupada ki. I will not speak for a long time, but I want to express my deepest gratitude to all of you who are here, and especially the devotees who helped to organize this program.
मैं बहुत आभारी हूँ जो भक्त लोग पीछे इस कार्यक्रम को आयोजन करने में मदद कर रहे हैं.
It is for all of us a great fortune to be here in Sri Mayapur.
ये हम सब के लिए एक बड़ा भाग्य की बात है कि हम सीधा मायापुर में हैं.
And I was especially very pleased to hear from my exalted, honored God brothers who spoke a little earlier.
मैं अपने आदरणीय पूजनीय गुरु भाइयों से सुन के मुझे और भी लाभान्वित हुआ मैं.
And somehow this message, which is so important in our present context of the world affairs today, was coming out quite loud and clear.
दुनिया के परिप्रेक्ष्य में जो मेरे गुरु भाइयों ने जो संदेश दिया है बहुत ही स्पष्ट रूप से दिया है.
Srila Prabhupada's mission is, we should all know, we should all be fully convinced, is the most important mission on the planet.
श्रील प्रभुपाद जी का जो मिशन है वही हम सबको पता होना चाहिए कि दुनिया के लिए सबसे महत्वपूर्ण मिशन है.
Srila Prabhupada himself one time either wrote or said that the day will come when the world or the historians will record that this Krishna consciousness movement has saved the whole world.
दुनिया में एक ऐसा समय आएगा जब इतिहासकार लिखेंगे कि हरे कृष्ण आंदोलन ने दुनिया को बचाया था.
Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. That is only possible by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and all of our Vaisnava acharyas and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
ये तभी संभव जब प्रभुपाद और वैष्णव आचार्य और चैतन्य महाप्रभु की कृपा मिले.
And I always keep in mind one of the many statements made by Srila Prabhupada, very short statement but very powerful, that one of the purposes of our Krishna consciousness movement is to bring a complete overhaul in society.
प्रभुपाद जी कहते थे कि हमारे मिशन का कृष्ण भावनामृत मूवमेंट का एक बहुत बड़ा साइड ये होगा कि पूरे समाज का पुनर्निर्माण कर दें हम.
To bring a complete overhaul in society, and specifically Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada uses the word to revert to the traditional standard system of Varna and Ashrama.
और समाज के पुनर्निर्माण करने का मतलब है कि वर्ण और आश्रमों के संस्था को वापस स्थापित करना.
And as was rightly mentioned also, whenever we see, it's like, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he began the Sankirtan movement in his youth.
संकीर्तन चैतन्य महाप्रभु को हम देखते हैं कि अपने युवा अवस्था में उन्होंने संकीर्तन आंदोलन को चालू किया था.
And in many ways our movement is a youthful movement.
अनेक तरीके से देखा जाए तो हमारा आंदोलन भी अभी जवान है.
When Srila Prabhupada went to the Western countries, he attracted the youth.
प्रभुपाद जब अमेरिका गए तो वहाँ भी पाश्चात्य देश में जवानों को उन्होंने खींचा अपनी तरफ.
And in the context of actually bringing about a complete overhaul within society, we need to turn towards the youth especially.
अगर हमको समाज का पूर्ण रूप से पुनर्निर्माण करना है तो हमको युवाओं की तरफ झुकना पड़ेगा, देखना पड़ेगा.
And in the Vedic culture, actually, this was also pointed out, youth within Vedic culture means Gurukul.
और वैदिक सभ्यता में युवाओं का मतलब है गुरुकुलों का स्थापना हो.
Srila Prabhupada's one of his many desires was to establish hundreds of gurukulas all over the world to introduce Vedic training and education.
प्रभुपाद जी का एक इच्छा था कि पूरे विश्व में सैकड़ों गुरुकुल खुले और जहाँ पे ट्रेनिंग हो और दुनिया में को वैदिक सभ्यता के बारे में बताया जाए.
And actually that is, although I came here to Mayapur, Sri Mayapur 1976, which was unexpected mercy to come here, and even a greater mercy to be able to stay here at that time. I'm also considering it Krishna's kindness, Prabhupada's mercy on me to again be able to come and try to do something to push on Prabhupada's movement.
1976 में जब पहली बार आया था और ये सब चालू किया था तो ये धाम में आना तो बहुत बड़ी कृपा है, लेकिन धाम में आके रहना उससे भी बड़ी कृपा है. तो वापस बाहर जाना पड़ा, लेकिन वापस कृपा के रूप में मैं यहाँ पे आ गया और सेवा को आगे बढ़ाने की जो कृपा है वो मिली है.
Many years ago, and this will be remembered especially by those who are Srila Prabhupada's disciples, he had given one standing order which to this day has not actually really been fulfilled, which was to establish Varnashram colleges in every single center on the planet.
प्रभुपाद जी का एक आदेश था जो प्रभुपाद जी के शिष्य लोग जानते हैं कि हर इस्कॉन के मंदिर में एक वर्णाश्रम कॉलेज खुले.
So a group of devotees actually are acquiring some land here in Mayapur for that very purpose of establishing a Varnashram college to introduce basically three main objectives that I'll just briefly mention.
कुछ भक्त लोगों ने मिलकर यहाँ जमीन भी लिया है जहाँ पे वर्णाश्रम कॉलेज खुलेगा श्रीधाम मायापुर में. उसमें 3 चीजें होंगी, पढ़ाई जाएंगी.
Actually, when COVID-19 hit the world, including India, it affected all of us.
कोरोना ने जब दुनिया को मारा, चपेट में लिया,
it did one wonderful thing that actually is being promoted in the Vedic culture. It forced people to become localized, lockdown.
उसने दुनिया के हर आदमी को लॉकडाउन में डाल के लोकल कर दिया कि इधर उगाओ इधर ही खाओ, बाहर का कुछ नहीं आएगा.
Lockdown in the Vedic culture, I mean the concept of lockdown, the concept of being localized is actually one of the major concepts which is fundamental in Vedic culture.
वैदिक सभ्यता में सबसे बड़ी चीज कहा जाता है कि उस पर लॉकडाउन लगाया जाता है. लोकल का चीज लोकल में होता है, बाहर से दुनिया भर का इधर उधर नहीं होता.
Chanakya Pandit actually explains that actually there are 2 things that if people do or follow, this will make them happy.
चाणक्य पंडित कहते हैं कि लोगों को 2 चीज करना चाहिए जिससे कि सुखी होंगे.
One of them is to become localized.
पहला चीज कि लोकल हो जाइए, मतलब आसपास के चीजों से ही जीना सीख लीजिए.
Not having to travel far, actually not having to travel at all to make one's livelihood.
जीवन यापन के लिए दूर दराज मत जाइए, आसपास में ही से जीवन यापन करिए.
Traditionally, people lived in villages, and actually Vedic culture is primarily something we have yet to understand, an agrarian culture.
तो वैदिक सभ्यता को जो कि हम लोग अभी तक समझे नहीं है वो ये है कि वैदिक सभ्यता जो है खेती के ऊपर आधारित है, इससे अलग नहीं.
Yes. So this is one of the important instructions given by Chanakya Pandit. Another one, Prabhupada often would quote Chanakya Pandit. The other important instruction given was one will be happy if one doesn't use his credit card.
दूसरा चीज चाणक्य पंडित कहते हैं कि अगर आप लोन नहीं लेंगे, क्रेडिट कार्ड यूज नहीं करेंगे तो आप बहुत ही सुखी रहेंगे.
One will be even happier if he doesn't have a credit card.
अगर किसी के पास क्रेडिट कार्ड नहीं है तो बहुत सुखी है.
Actually, which is very difficult in our modern day society.
आज के युग में सबके पास क्रेडिट कार्ड है और सब दुखी है.
What Chanakya Pandit was saying is that we should not incur debts. We should not be debtors.
खेती करो और उधार मत लो, 2 चीज करोगे तो सुखी रहोगे, चाणक्य पंडित कहे.
Yes, and then after hearing these 2 important instructions from Chanakya Pandit, I heard a third one given by Yudhishthira Maharaj.
तीसरा युधिष्ठिर महाराज कह रहे हैं, एक और सुनिए.
And that third instruction is also very important, how to be happy. Yudhishthira Maharaj says that one can be happy if one can digest one's food.
अगर कोई अपना खाना पचा सकता है तो बड़ा सुखी व्यक्ति है.
Yeah, and today we know that because of so many reasons, which largely has to do with our wrong or bad lifestyle, we have so many problems with the body.
और हम देखते हैं कि आज के तारीख में इतना खाना पीना का इतना प्रॉब्लम है, खाना पचाने का कितना समस्या आज फैला हुआ है.
So Krishna consciousness actually is very, very practical. It's not simply philosophy and theory. It is down to earth, very practical.
कृष्ण भावना जो है केवल लिखा पढ़ी का बात नहीं है, जीवन में उतारने की बात है और बहुत ही प्रायोगिक है.
So there are 3 main objectives. The mandate of the Varnashram College we are working to establish here in Mayapur has 3 main objectives.
वर्णाश्रम कॉलेज का 3 मुख्य उद्देश्य है.
Yeah. The first one actually is to train individuals so that they can establish more Varnashram colleges.
पहला है कि लोगों को ट्रेनिंग दीजिए कि और भी वर्णाश्रम कॉलेज खोल सके.
Majority of our devotees within our ISKCON society don't understand about Varnashram.
हम ISKCON सोसाइटी में ज़्यादातर लोग वर्णाश्रम के बारे में जानते नहीं, समझते नहीं.
I would venture to say, I confidently with confidence that one of the main reasons why our devotees to this day are not understanding about Varnasrama is that because we have not followed the instruction given by Srila Prabhupada to establish Varnashram colleges that would teach us about Varnashram.
इसलिए हम लोग वर्णाश्रम के बारे में नहीं समझ सके हैं क्योंकि प्रभुपाद ने आदेश दिया था कि हर मंदिर में एक वर्णाश्रम का कॉलेज खुले.
Most important, second objective.
दूसरा कॉलेज खुलने का
is to train individuals who will be able to establish Gurukula, traditional Gurukula.
ऐसे लोगों को बनाओ जो गुरुकुल खोल सके जाके बाद में.
We all know how Srila Prabhupada, whenever he would speak about modern education, he would refer to it as Shastra is mentioning also Atmahana, killer of the soul.
जब प्रभुपाद जी आधुनिक शिक्षा व्यवस्था के बारे में बोलते थे कि आत्मा को काटने का ये सभ्यता है.
There is no teaching, there is no education regarding what is most important in life.
और जीवन का सबसे महत्वपूर्ण चीज आत्मा है, जीवन है, उसके बारे में कोई बात नहीं होती.
So that is the second objective. To already in different places devotees are being trained, and through Varnashram College more devotees will become qualified to begin Gurukula.
और वर्णाश्रम कॉलेज के द्वारा ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा भक्त लोग जो है ट्रेनिंग लेके उस गुरुकुलों को खोल सकेंगे, ये उद्देश्य है.
And the long-term objective for these two goals is actually dealing with the third objective is to have individuals who will be trained and qualified to actually organize Vedic villages.
और तीसरा उद्देश्य है कि ऐसे लोगों को ट्रेनिंग दिया जाए कि वैदिक समय में जो गांव होते थे वैसे गांवों को बनाना.
Like Srila Prabhupada, he would say, make Vrindavan, make like Vrindavan. Wherever we are, we should make like Vrindavan. At least the mentality or the spirit should be like Vrindavan.
जहाँ भी रहो वृंदावन बनाओ, वृंदावन का जैसा बना दो.
Yeah, there's very important instruction actually in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan Bhagavat Sravana Mathura Vasa Sri Murtira Sradhaya Sevana Sakala Sadhana Srestha E Pancha Anga Krishna Prema Janamaya E Pancha Ralposanga. Of these 5 important activities recommended, the 4th one has a particular significance.
ये 5 जो चीजें हैं जो महाराज अभी कह रहे थे, इसमें से चौथा जो है बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है.
Yeah, it all begins, of course, with sadhu sangha, association.
साधुओं का संग होना.
And based on the chanting of the holy name.
और वो हरिनाम के जप के ऊपर आधारित.
Number 3, based on hearing on a regular, daily basis the message of the Srimad Bhagavatam.
रोज भागवतम के संदेश को जान के सुन के.
And Mathura Vasa, which is the 4th one, means actually 3 things.
मथुरा वास का मतलब 3 चीज है.
One is those who are fortunate to go to Mathura Vrindavan.
पहले कि जो इनको भाग्य है मथुरा वृंदावन जाएं.
To have darshan.
दर्शन लें.
Those who can stay there, but very few can stay.
लेकिन बहुत कम ही लोग वहाँ रह पाएंगे.
So the second meaning of Mathura Vasa is that when we come back from Mathura Vrindavan, we make like Mathura Vrindavan atmosphere in our home.
दूसरा मतलब है कि जब हम लौट के आए तो अपने घर को ही मथुरा वृंदावन बना दें.
And the third meaning is what I want to convey to everyone. There's a third meaning to Mathura Vasa.
तीसरा मतलब मथुरा वास का है जो हम कहना.
Mathura Vasa means, as Prabhupada was trying to convey to us, Mathura Vasa means also to revive the Vedic culture, to revive Vedic villages.
वैदिक सभ्यता और वैदिक गांवों को पुनर्स्थापित करना है मथुरा वास का कहने का मतलब.
We have forgotten, or we have never known, or we have never understood that since the last 200 years in history, modern society has been on a major tangent, deviation.
पिछले 200 सालों में सभ्यता ने एकदम ऐसा भाव आ गया है कि अपने ओरिजिनल चीज से हट गए.
Before the Industrial Revolution in Europe, before the French Revolution, majority of people actually were intimately, closely connected with simple village life.
जब तक औद्योगिक क्रांति नहीं आई थी यूरोप में, फ्रांस में, तब तक लोग बहुत आपस में दोस्त के जैसे रहते थे, बहुत घनिष्ठ घुल मिल कर रहते थे.
Not everyone living in the villages at that time were happy because there were unqualified leaders.
उस समय भी लोग सुखी नहीं थे क्योंकि जो नेता लोग थे वो अच्छे नहीं थे.
Yeah, I mean, the unqualified leaders were so rampant that that is the reason why the French Revolution took place, to reject monarchy at that time and to reject the church. That's history.
तो इतिहास कहता है कि फ्रांस का आंदोलन हुआ, ये सब हुआ इसलिए कि वहाँ पे जो राजा लोग थे अच्छे नहीं थे उससे.
So because we don't have this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam,
क्योंकि भगवद गीता और भागवतम का ज्ञान नहीं है इसलिए ऐसा हो जाता है.
Majority of people in the world don't know that actually there's a natural standard way of living.
अधिकांश लोग दुनिया में नहीं जानते कि एक प्राकृतिक सरल रूप से भी जिया जा सकता है.
Majority of people are actually are meant to actually live in rural communities and villages.
ज़्यादातर लोगों को गाँव में रहना चाहिए, गाँव के साथ रहना चाहिए.
And Srila Prabhupada was trying to convey, to give us that message, and he did so many times, to return to the more natural way of living, depending on the land, depending on the cows, and depending on our cultivation of Krishna consciousness.
जितना जमीन हो, जितनी गाय हो, जैसा हो देश काल के परिस्थिति के अनुसार, वैसा हमको प्राकृतिक रूप से जीने का प्रयास करना चाहिए.
Modern day society, including our own devotees, unfortunately we have forgotten, and again maybe we have never learned or known that Vedic culture is primarily a cow-based culture.
हो सकता है समय के अनुसार लोग भूल गए हों, लेकिन वैदिक सभ्यता का मतलब है गाय के ऊपर आधारित सभ्यता.
Learning to live without cows ultimately means learning to live without culture and learning to live without Krishna.
गाय के बिना अगर जीवन है तो कृष्णा के बिना जीवन है और वो जीवन का कोई मतलब नहीं.
And that is why the whole urbanization which is taking place all over the world, there's a whole exerted effort, plan to have more and more people, as we know, leave the villages and go in the cities. This is adharma.
एक बहुत बड़ा षड्यंत्र चल रहा है कि लोगों को गांवों से निकाल के शहरों में भेजो और अधर्म करवाओ.
Yes. So therefore, we as devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as followers of the Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya, as followers of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, we must be able to distinguish what is dharma and what is adharma.
हम जो चैतन्य महाप्रभु के अनुयायी हैं, हमको तो कम से कम पता होना चाहिए कि धर्म क्या है, अधर्म क्या है.
So Srila Prabhupada was very, very anxious, was very much desiring that we understand this whole aspect and dimension of living, of growing our own food, as was mentioned by some of my godbrothers, of living off the land, and of living what Vedic culture is promoting and inviting us to live.
और जैसे कि मेरे कई गुरु भाइयों ने भी यही बात कहा है कि ज़मीन लेके ज़मीन में से उगाना और उसके ऊपर से जीना सीखना ये बहुत ही ज़रूरी है.
So I want to close here by once again thanking all of you. Especially I want to thank the Mayapur Vasis, the devotees who are in Mayapur, living here since many, many years. You have seen, heard a few of our devotees who have come to Mayapur since 1976, 77, 78. Thank you all very much for coming, and may Krishna bless all of us so that we can carry on Srila Prabhupada's movement and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. हरे कृष्णा. विशेष तौर से मायापुर से आए हुए जो भक्त हैं और जो पुराने भक्त हैं उन सबको बहुत बहुत आभार करते हैं. हरे कृष्णा.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Oh, okay. So,
Bhagirath, Sriram Das. Today along with Maharaj's birthday, we have our young devotee Bhagirath Das. Today is his birthday also. So he said he wanted to cut the cake along with Maharaj. So Bhagirath, Sri Ram's son. He said, Maharaj, you have cake, I don't have cake. He said, no, he'll cut the cake.
Follow what you wanted. What's the problem?
Nice, nice.
He wants to get some advance for filming. No, here, I don't know. So my other this one longer na is streaming. Yeah. Something is this stand or suppose this one is camera.
I've never done this.
Yeah.
So here is better that way. Better. I don't want live streaming. Only recording and then.
So recording needed something streaming on this gimbal something or other. This one is our Mayabuti official. This one, and so we need to other.
I just want simple, no streaming.
I don't know if you continue. I don't know if you can record on a mobile phone. Yeah. You have a mobile phone. Yeah, I have mobile phone, but I have extra any gimbal.
Even if you do it in 2 parts, it's only 2 parts. Just 2 parts, half the mountain. No? Yeah? 15 minutes, half an hour वाला नहीं होगा 15 मिनट का 3. हाँ? 15 मिनट का 3 रिकॉर्डिंग.
रिकॉर्डिंग तो हो सकेगा लेकिन गिम्बल तो चाहिए.
क्या चाहिए?
गिम्बल. दाराने बेहतर है बस.
हरे कृष्ण. हरे कृष्ण. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I request everyone to kindly sit. Please take your seat. प्रभु सबको बैठना पड़ेगा. आप सभी से अनुरोध है कि कृपया बैठ जाएं. समय Vyaspuja, this is the cake you can see. आप बैठ जाएंगे तो ये अच्छा दर्शन हो पाएगा. अगर सभी लोग खड़े होंगे तो दर्शन नहीं हो पाएगा और बाकी लोगों को भी दिखाई नहीं देगा. कृपया बैठ जाइए. हरे कृष्णा. सभी से अनुरोध है कि कृपया बैठ जाए. हरे कृष्णा. और सभी लोग अच्छा ओके. कृपया सभी लोग बैठ जाइए. हरे कृष्णा. प्रभु जी मृदंग वाला किधर है? मृदंग करताल एकड़ा. प्रभु अभी अभी दिख रहा था. मृदंग किधर है?
Okay, thank you very much.
एक सेकंड.
That's what we got. No, the recorder.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
বাইরে একটা জায়গায় আমি ওয়েটিং করছি একটা শুট আমার ফোন দিয়ে হোক অন্য কিছু দিয়ে হোক আমাকে নিয়ে যাচ্ছে সাপোজ কত ওটা একটা আইডিয়া নেই তোমার
ক্যামেরার বিষয়ে আমি কিছু জানি না
আমিও তো কিছু জানি না ও কালকে মাসে দেখো ঠিক কাদার কাটনি কে কাটবে
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Bhagirath.
Hare Rama,
Where is Bhakta Bhagirath?
Rama Rama,
Sri Ram Prabhu.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Thoda give a sign. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
প্যান করো প্যান শট নাও প্যান শট
Hare
নাও
Krishna.
মুভ করে যাবে
Yes, Bhagirath.